All right, good afternoon, everybody. How is everyone doing today? I'm going to need everyone to go ahead and let me know you can hear me and let me know you can see me. I'm on what looks to be about a 10-12 second delay here. So just give me a yes, give me a one, give me a hello in the chat, anything along those lines. And we are going to get started here in about 2 minutes. Give everyone about a minute to get here after the close. Yes to both. Excellent. Love to see that. How'd everyone do today? Give me a green. Give me a red. Boy, we got some price action today, huh? Those damn Fed guys. They love to hear themselves talk, right? All right, excellent. Okay, so let's go ahead and queue up the screen here for a minute. All right, I want to... Well, I haven't had to compress my screen like this for a long time. All right, guys, we are going to get going here in just a minute. All right. Thought Josh was going to stream. When have you guys ever seen Josh stream? Josh has like 5,000 duties that he has to do, and this would be like 5,001. So now we got as our new usual, we got my main man Raj on the controls back at the home office today. Hello, Raj. Always great to see you, sir. Just another of the fantastic team members over at the Blue Sky Trading Company. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Matt. I'm the head of trading education at TeresiusTrading.com. I do quite a bit of education over there. I'm going to tell you a little about that at the end of the presentation. We have got some stuff to talk about today, guys. And actually, as I often do, I prepared kind of about a 30-minute prepared talk. And I often then go off on tangents for about 20 minutes and I have to compress it. That's going to happen again today because we had a lot of stuff go on today. And first and foremost, we got to talk about the markets today and what happened. So for those of you that don't follow, I just want to say, I think it's really cool the markets are finally getting back to what, at least me personally, I'm accustomed to them reacting to, right? I've been a full-time trader for almost 10 years now. And ever since COVID started, the markets have been a lot harder to decode. Right now, for me, I've been extremely profitable since then because we've had bigger and bigger moves. But there's been a lot of times, and today's one of them, where you see a movement, you just kind of scratch your head and okay, right? It can be a little confusing, and today is certainly no exception. So traditionally, so for the first 60%, 70% of my trading career, and guys, I'm going to try and catch up with the chat as it happens. I will, if I miss a question, please ask it again. Wait, just a minute and ask it again. So when I first started, what do the markets react to? Okay, it doesn't matter, stocks, futures, options market, whatever. They react to the fundamentals, the economic data, right? Now, we're technical traders. Almost all of us in here, we use candlestick charts, we use Renko charts, we use, technically based tools, right? And so we don't care what the news is, but we do want to know how the markets react to it, okay? And so things like interest rates, things like earnings, Fed talk, all of that, the markets for most of my career, that's what they reacted to. And then COVID hit, right? The first 6 months of COVID, the biggest reaction we got on a day-to-day basis was the COVID numbers out of New York, right? They were sort of the leading indicator for COVID. The press conferences of the New York City mayor, the New York governor, all of that, right? And then things kind of settled in, tech really took control, and the fundamentals of the market changed, right? Companies like Zoom, like Netflix, all these online companies that people could still make use of in their homes became huge. Whereas the travel companies, the airlines, all of that really, really took a hit, and in some places still haven't recovered, right? Then as the market began to recover from COVID, and what any economist with half a brain said that would happen would be all this free money pouring into the markets are going to create inflation, which of course is what happened. and that impacted a lot of different things. The markets have reacted to that. Well, we're finally starting to, as we're coming out of that, I'm not saying we're out of that, shit's still way too expensive, but as we're coming out of that, we're getting into a situation where the markets are reacting to earnings again. And what did we react to today? And I don't even know what the idiot said, right? But Powell, right? Jerome Powell seems to be the great unifier, as divided as the United States of America is right now. It seems like both the left and the right can come together to just hate on Jerry Powell, right? And I'm so here for it, right? It doesn't matter. You go ask a Republican, go ask a Democrat, right? Like, what do you think of Jerry Powell? They're going to be like, oh, I can't stand that, you know what, right? So, in the spirit of that, he, as I said, he got his gums flapping today, and apparently scared the crap out of the markets, right? So that was really the catalyst which really drove us down. And we had these big 5-minute candles here in the ES, NQ, YM, RTY. If any indexes that you were involved in, guys, got dinged pretty hard after this, right? And so definitely something to pay attention to. Now, I saw, and I'm like a lot of you guys, right? I try to monitor this business across the whole thing, right? Oh, we got a vote now. Okay, I got to vote in this. Who's voting yes on this poll? I'm gonna have a conversation with y'all later. No, listen, I joke. I mean, who really cares, right? I mean, unless you're trying to buy a house or a car or something like that on financing, which so many people aren't doing because stuff is too expensive. That's it is what it is. He's an easy target. But yeah, I mean, who was the last Fed chair that like everybody liked, or even like the party that appointed him liked? I don't remember it, right? Yeah, punishment. Like Powell cares about a poll on a YouTube channel on a Thursday afternoon, right? He's on his yacht somewhere probably by now. But regardless, he's a fun punching bag. But for those of you, and I know there were a lot of you because I'm a part of the Blue Sky server and other servers in similar companies, a lot of people blew out accounts on that, right? Because they weren't properly position sized. All right, and that's something I've preached constantly. We've talked about a lot here. We can continue to talk about, right? But now you know, right? If you just started trading in the last 2 or 3 months, or especially since COVID, which is there? Give me a yes in the chat, a yes or a one. Or a hand raise. Who has started trading since the COVID lockdowns began? So you've been a trader for less than 4 years. My God, it's going to be 4 years since that stuff happened. I'm still recovering from 2020. Yeah, okay. Okay. Also, guys, don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you like this stream and subscribe to the Blue Sky channel. You need to do that to be eligible for the giveaways. And we've got 3 giveaways for you today. 2 will come from Blue Sky. 1 is going to come from me. So we're going to spin the wheel of names 3 times today. I'm going to post that link up in just a few minutes, okay? Probably about 10 minutes. We'll post the link, give you guys about 20 minutes to sign up, and then we do as we normally do. So, guys, if you're not already aware of the economic calendar, and there's one on Blue Sky's website, right? Let me pull it up right now. I'll show you. Okay, here we go. In fact, this was right there, Fed Chairman Powell's speech. Okay, I'm assuming these red things are sort of high importance events, right? We got a Fed guy talking tomorrow. Now, they don't necessarily react as much as they do to Powell, but listen, and as technical traders, we don't even care what Powell said. We just care how the markets react to it. So again, the next time he's going to talk, you better make sure I always, guys, right before an event like that, okay, I always look at my orders, and if I'm in a trade, I make sure I'm set up so that I'll stop out of the trade without a big loss if things just get crazy, okay? Or if I'm not in a trade, I will make sure I don't have any rogue orders out there. Guys, rule of thumb, because I read it too much in both our chat and other chats, people say, oh, I forgot about an order. I say, guys, check your orders at the end of the day, for crying out loud, right? I have a specific thing set up in the very corner of one of my 3 monitors, and at the very top of it, it's the last thing I look at before I close my trading programs at the end of the day. And it says positions, and then it gives a count of positions and orders and a count of positions. And unless those are zeroed out, I don't close anything. anything. And if they're not, I've got a serious problem. Okay. I have a, in one of my platforms, I can trade multiple accounts simultaneously, and I have my brokerage account, and then I have a simulated account set up there. I don't like the way notifications work on that particular program, so I use the sim account to set notifications, right? So I'll place a sim order, and when I hear the order go off, I know I've got to look at something. About 6 months ago, I actually left a couple of orders, and I don't know how it got, I must have fat fingered something, but I woke up and turned on my screen, and I was looking at a $22,000 loss on my screen. Now, it was a sim, thankfully, right? Because it was a big movement overnight. But like just for that moment, before my brain processed what had happened, I had one of the biggest oh crap moments in my life, right? Like, yeah, and I hadn't had my coffee yet. It was a fun thing. It was definitely a fun thing. So anyway. Appreciate you, Raj, on all these wonderful little polls that we've got going on here. It's gonna happen, guys. You're gonna fat finger a trade, right? You meant to do 5 micros and you're accidentally in 5 minis, and then holy crap, what do you do, right? Good rule of thumb: if you ever fat finger a trade, meaning you want to be in the trade but not at that position size, work to get yourself out of it a little bit at a time. And if you're ever accidentally get into a trade you had no intention of getting in, get out of the damn trade. If you didn't mean to be in it, well, I'm going to see how this goes. No, you didn't mean to be in it. You're not ready for that trade. You're not ready to manage the trade. Okay, and you're not properly set up with position sizing. You're not properly set up with stops, all of that. Anyway. So again, today should have been a wake-up call for a lot of newer traders, okay? And I see how many of you there have started in the last few years. Welcome to normal, at least some semblance of normal, right? The markets are never normal. But the market's reacting to the Fed chair, to earnings, to economic data. Now, obviously, we still have a very big emphasis placed on like CPI, PPI, the inflation numbers, all of that kind of stuff. Remember after, I've been paying attention to the markets for quite some time, even before I was a full-time trader. What did the markets react to like 2010 to 2015? We had jobs numbers, we had, Fed rates and all that kind of stuff, Fed rate, bringing rates basically to zero, back up, whatever the case may be. So, yeah, so just, you don't have to say, well, Powell's talking today, so I'm going to go short. No, you don't have to say that. Just know these things. Know what the market is reacting to. Every time the market has a major reaction at various times, you should know what caused it. You may not know right away, right? But go find out. Okay, so today it was Chairman Powell. For those of you that blew out an eval today, or God forbid you blew out a funded account, I'll bet you'll know the next time Powell speaks. Right? And be ready for it. And hopefully that means you're flat position-wise until whatever, and don't get me wrong, we love these market moving events because they set up really nice setups, right? I caught a couple of, I'm not a huge scalper, guys, but I caught a couple of scalp shorts right as that stuff was going down. Quick few $100 out of nowhere that I wasn't, it wasn't in part of my, average trading day. Okay, it's a few $100 extra. I love it, right? So again, you don't have to like preemptively be aware and set up a strategy, but you do have to just be aware. So let me catch up on the chat. Full will be 100% yes. Yeah, distractions cost you guys. Listen, I guys, I struggle with ADD. I've been diagnosed ADD. It's tough for me to stay focused for the whole day. I build in small breaks. I make sure that there's little tricks and things that keep me focused. So I don't. If I feel my mind wandering, I'm going to get up for 5 minutes and walk away. If I miss a trade, I miss a trade. But better I miss a trade away from my desk than miss a trade sitting there, because that really pisses me off. NASDAQ is down, but Friday it will be up. Well, we're not prognosticators, right? We don't care where the market's going tomorrow. We just want to be able to participate in it. But I'll tell you what, if you're so damn sure about it, put your money where your mouth is, as I always say when people make predictions like that. So go carry something overnight, right? I'm just kidding. Don't go do that. But if you're that sure of it, buy at the open then, right? So it's real easy to sit here and say, oh, a week from now or a year from now or blah 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 blah. No, we don't care. We don't care, right? All right, guys. So I do want to get into our topic today because I did actually put in the work for this topic. There we go. So here's what we're going to do, guys. Right now, I'm going to post the link to the giveaway. Let me just go ahead and give, let's say, copy link. And Raj, I'm not 1,000% sure how to sticky that, but if you could do that, I would appreciate that. There we go. Okay, guys, so at the top of the chat, and there, Teresias Trading, my screen name there, is the form to go fill out. You put in your email address, your name, and your YouTube handle. Okay, and your YouTube handle will be what I use for the Wheel of Names. If you sign up more than once, you are disqualified, not just from this giveaway, but from all future giveaways, okay? And that's something we try to check, but if it gets through, and because those names stay, so if it gets through and we see it, we do double check that. And if you've entered multiple times, then you're blocked from all future giveaways. So I am telling you now, enter once. Again, Blue Sky is giving away 2 $25,000 eval accounts, and I'm giving away one of my new mini course, which I'm going to tell you about in about a half hour. Okay, so you have got a T-minus 30 minutes to sign up for this. All right. All right, so let's get into our topic at hand. And let me bring the chat down here so I can see the questions. Okay, so guys, again, welcome to the presentation. I'm Matt. I'm the head of trade education at Teresias Trading. Today, I am here on behalf of the Blue Sky Trading Company with a nice little Thursday event that we like to do. And you guys show up and show out for these things. I love it. I appreciate that. Again, don't forget to like this stream and subscribe to the channel to be eligible for the giveaway. Okay, here's the disclaimer, guys. Everything I've said before this and coming after this is covered under this disclaimer. You're all adults. I don't need to read this to you. If you can't read, you probably shouldn't be trading. Just personal opinion, but hey, we all come from different places and different situations, right? All right, so today our topic is, guys, the 5 things you need to trade profitably. So I'm going to walk through these things and specifically then tell you how you can acquire these, okay, if you don't already have them. And so these are basically, you know, I've especially pre-COVID, I worked for the education arm of TradeStation for a couple years, guys, and went all over the country. They sent me to New York. They sent me to Chicago, Orange County, all over the place, right? And I did live events. I did, you know, private events for our people. I did, you know, money show events and all that kind of stuff. And one of the things I was always excited to do at these events is to do the event. I love meeting people. I'm a very social guy. That's why I do this coaching stuff in addition to my own personal trading. But I also wanted to talk to the other traders that were there, right? Some big names that I you know, I felt very overmatched at some of these. You know, I had some huge names in the business, and then it's like me, right? But I love to talk to, and listen, we can all learn strategies, and that's great, right? And strategies are important, but I was really interested in picking their brains from a trading psychology point of view and how they turned around their trading, because almost every one of us struggled when we started, and the big names in this business are no exception, right? So what did they do? How did they stay the right amount of stubborn to keep going, right? And these are the things. So these 5 things are something that every single one of these traders I met has, okay? Yeah, you don't need to, we've already talked about that bit of backstory. I just gave you that. Okay. So let's get into number 1. Now, guys, this isn't a presentation I've done a couple times before, but I haven't done it for a couple years. The last time I did this presentation, I was not familiar with the funded trader companies like Blue Sky and all of the things that they've done, right? And similar companies, but obviously I chose to work with Blue Sky because I like the team they have put together here. And specifically, so you look at this and you say, okay, Matt, you know, I got this. You know, we got Blue Sky, right? They're going to give us the proper capital. And that is true to a point, but they're not going to give you anything. You got to earn it. Okay, you earn it by paying the subscription fee, and you earn it by completing your eval and completing your Blue Live, and to get yourself where you ultimately want to be, which is into the live brokerage account phase of your career. Okay, so this point is no less important now. In fact, I'd argue it's even more important. But the parameters of what this means change, guys, right? If you're somebody, guys, unfortunately, I see this a lot, and there's probably multiple people on this stream right now who are in this situation. Some of you you scrimp and save to put together just enough money for an eval, and then you bomb it out in a day or two, okay? My recommendation, okay, and I know I'm here on Blue Sky's stream. I should be telling you to buy, right? But they don't want you to buy anything you're not ready for. I don't want you to buy anything from me you're not ready for. We're all in the same boat with that. For me, if you are brand new, you're in your first eval, you haven't, or maybe you just, honestly, guys, budget enough for 2 months subscription and 1 reset. And until you've got that money socked away, then you go in, right? Because then there's half the problem is people have this sense of urgency when you get in. Let's say you take advantage of Blue Sky's 40% off sale right now and you go buy an account tonight. Okay, you've got 30 days. Why is everyone blowing? Honestly, guys, I don't understand why people try to complete these things in 2 or 3 days. Right? Well, it's a consistency rule. I need to do 800 a day. I'm gonna do it in 3 days. If you can, that's great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not discouraging you from trying that if you're really good enough to do it. Okay? But there's people that have never made $1,000 trading real money in their entire lives who go into these evals and expect to make that on day one. It's okay, guys. Take your time. And if you budget for a reset in 2 months, you've got 60 days. You've got one big oops if you screw up, and then the pressure's not off. There's still pressure in trading. But the pressure is so much lighter, guys. It really, really is. So I highly encourage you to take your time on these. Because, again, this is a really important point. I make it every week. I'm going to make it again. Guys, I'm here with Blue Sky. I really think they're the best company out there. And I've looked and researched a lot and talked to people at other companies. Because one of the reasons is, they care about your education. You got live trading in the Discord every day. You got me here on Thursdays. They give a crap. And second of all, they put you in a darn live brokerage account. If you can prove through the process, you work your way through the first 2 phases of the process, which is where you ultimately want to be. Okay? They want you. What do they want for every one of you? Okay, what do I want for all of you just as a fellow retail trader? We want you in these brokerage accounts and we want you succeeding. It is in their best interest business-wise. It is in your best interest business-wise. And guys, that's not always the case with some of these companies. But when your interests align with the company's interests, that's when you know that you want to, that's who you want to be with and be a part of, right? So proper capital is important, okay? And the sizing that goes with it, et cetera, okay? It's still not easy to get funded. Most of you know this. But guys, it's a hell of a lot easier to get funded in a live trade or in a funded trader account than to come up with $50,000 of your own money to trade, right? For almost all of us, unless you come from great money or you make great money, and that's, hey, I'm happy for you, okay? But it's never been easier, even though it's still not easy, to get access to level of capital that would take some of us multiple years to put together, right? Because this isn't, somebody said, well, I had somebody tell me, well, I can get 50,000 in a year, because I make 55 a year. I said, well, you don't have expenses? Well, yeah, I got a mortgage. Okay, well, then you don't really make $50,000 a year. You pay for your mortgage, you pay for your car, you pay for your kids' schooling, and you have, 10, 15 grand left over. So again, I don't know why, if you're just starting trading today, I don't care if you're a millionaire. I don't know why you wouldn't go the route of the funded trader companies, right? Because they're taking on the risk. You pay a little bit for them to take. You pay them to take on that risk, right? With your subscription, your reset, whatever the case may be. But ultimately, you're going to get to the point where if you're really good and you really stick with it, you're going to be able to trade on somebody else's dime. Guys, I wish that had been the case when I started, right? And but it is for you, and it is now. So take advantage of this. Is the most retail friendly trading environment, guys, that I've ever seen. We have access to tech that traders on the floor would have killed for 30 years ago, and I say that very literally because that's the greedy SOBs that they are, right? You have access to real time quotes and prices and the technology and the programs and all of this and education at your fingertips. There's no excuse not to be successful, but you have to put in the work. All right, so what's number 2, guys? This is the one we all struggle with, myself included. In fact, I had a little moment today that I'll tell you about in a second that I kind of lost my patience with something. I thankfully didn't make a dumb decision off of that, right? So you have to have control over your emotions, okay? What am I drinking? It's just water right now. Sorry, I'm catching up on the questions here. Yeah, just a little water right now. I don't move to the hard stuff until later tonight. Actually, I don't drink much during the week. I try to save most of my drinking for the for the weekend. But yeah, it's occasionally if it's been a good day and maybe the stress level's up a little bit, I'll have one or two before I go to bed. But nope, just water for the presentations. I like to keep a clear mind as I'm answering questions. I could load up on something and then I'll just be like, you know what? I think you should just YOLO into everything. Just try to make $1 million tomorrow, right? Like I'd be every other YouTube trader out there, right? So no, it's just a little water right now. And I don't use ice when I'm on a presentation. I used to do that. I used to take a coffee mug because it looks professional, and I put ice water in it. And then I spent like an hour recording something, and I went back to edit it, and I realized you could hear the ice clinking in the glass the whole time. It was one of those annoying things. I had to completely redo it. So no, I just use a plastic cup and just water because anything carbonated gets your throat dry if you're talking a lot. So just a little tip if you ever do anything where you got to talk for a while. Don't put anything acidic like fruit juices or anything carbonated. Just go with plain clear water. Coffee can be good too because it's warm. It keeps your vocal cords going pretty well. But just a little tip if you ever end up doing something like this or presentation for work or whatever. But anyway. So control over your emotions, guys. And listen, I do. I have, teach courses and classes, and I work individually with people. And this is the number one thing that I work on. And when somebody seeks a person like me out, right? Because who am I? I don't do a ton of self-promotion outside of this channel and my website. I don't pay for advertising on Facebook or anything like that. I'm a full-time trainer and a part-time educator. You're always going to see somebody who's a lot more flamboyant and a lot more than I am, right? Like all these YouTube thumbnails where one person's like, or so these really weird facial expressions just to get your attention. That's not me. I'm not that guy. So by the time you find somebody like me in a company like Blue Sky, you're probably going to have gone through a few bad experiences before we both have the same idea. I don't want to be like, I'm not going to be the first educator that you work with, but I hope to be the last, right? Or one of the last. I'm not arrogant enough to assume I can, just me is all you need, but control over your emotions. When somebody, I did a flash sale on my coaching sessions last week, which I'm not doing this week, guys. I gotta finish those up before I open that up again. I offered 5 and they sold out in like 2 minutes, but I don't have the time to do more than about 3 to 4 of those a month, so I try to keep that pretty locked down. But I will do one more of those for Black Friday in a couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. Maybe next week. We'll see. But anyway, this is what I work on in one-on-ones. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. I have people say, "Hey, can you just work with me on a strategy or this, that?" Yeah, sure. I'm happy to do that. But when somebody talks about their issues, like with their emotions, I know they're probably going to be a successful trader, right? Because they realize it, all right? You can have the best strategies in the world. You can have a magic indicator that tells you exactly when to trade and when not to. Those don't exist, by the way. I mean, ones that tell you to trade or not trade do, but there's no perfect or magic indicator out there, right? There's good ones, some great ones out there. But so don't say, I use this and it's great. No, I'm happy for you, truly. But there's nothing that's magic and that works 100% of the time. So you have to have control over your emotions, okay? I had a moment today, actually, during the Powell thing. I was in a short trade at the time, right? So in theory, I should have been golden, all right? And I told you I made up for a little bit with some of the scalping, but I actually had a profit stop set in because I was I was short a trade. I was in profit. I set my stop. My stop, well, it wasn't a stop loss because I was way above break even at that point, but I set a bracket order to catch it, right? And I don't do that unless I'm walking away from my desk. But I had some profit. I'd taken half my position off. I put the bracket order in the market, so I'm good to go. And because my dog was looking at me like he had to go, so I take him out. And I do this sometimes, guys. If you can't set a bracket order and walk away from your trade, your position size is too big. And I was only a third position size at this point. I was letting the last bit run. But then I go out and I come back in, and I had been stopped at my full profit. But had I been sitting at my desk and not being there, it probably would have been about an extra $5,000. So, Yeah, I was pretty upset at that. And in hindsight, I did a couple of scalps on the way down, and like I said, made an extra few $100. But that was a little bit of revenge trading. And once I was done, I stepped away for about 10 minutes, and I just said, okay, you did not you made some money, but you did not do that off a setup that you're comfortable with. You were revenge trading, so I put myself in a 10-minute timeout. You're never going to fully master your emotions in this game, guys. The trick is not to get rid of your emotions. There will be trading educators or trading psychologists that will tell you to get rid of your emotions. I don't believe that's possible because we're humans. We're very emotional creatures, and there's nothing more emotional to us than our money and the things and the opportunities and the experiences that money buys. Okay? But what you have to do is create a gulf between your emotions and your emotions affecting your trading. Ooh, this is a good poll. Raj, you're on it with these polls today, my friend. Let's see, which one am I going to choose here? I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to go ahead and vote now. Excuse me. All right, so let me catch up on the chat here. Okay. All right, beautiful. Anyway, let's move on to number 3. Risk management skills. So, guys, for those of you, I know it was about 10, 12 people there, which is nice considering I didn't really advertise it. I did a small event in my Discord channel yesterday at this time where I talked about trading methodology, right? And what I mean by that is I understand different strategies may have different risk-reward parameters, but in your overall trading, okay, you should have a risk-reward profile that you generally stick to, and that should tie directly into your winning percentage. So, for example, if you're in the, I don't have this slide. I should have put this slide in this presentation, but I didn't. But you guys have seen it. If you, let's say you're in the NQ, and your risk profile is 1.5 to 1, which is about where mine is. That means you're risking 20 handles to make 30, or 10 to make 15, but that's basically like fine-tuned scalping, and 10 points in the NQ is a rounding error nowadays. So, but anyway, you get what I'm saying. So, as I've said many times, I'm still switching over some of my trading journal stuff, but from January, when the markets opened second this year, from January through mid-August, my risk-reward profile was 1.78 to 1, and my winning percentage was 56%. And guys, 56, as I said yesterday, that's not an overall sexy number, right? When somebody sends out an email, it's, a marketing email, 80% winning percent, you cannot, guys. First of all, that could be BS. We don't really know, right? Anytime there's a system together, I always want to know what's the winning percentage, what's the risk reward, what's the average drawdown, all these things, right? Always need to know that, okay? And so, managing your specific risk is vital to what you do. Now, the good news is in things like evals, the some level of risk management is built in, right? Like if you take a blue sky eval, there are some risk parameters that are built into the eval, and even built into Blue Live. And if you just go doing stupid things, it's going to catch up with you. You're going to fail the account. Okay. And I know it's so popular for everybody to bitch about the trailing drawdown, guys, but there's not a prop firm in the world, the in-person live prop firms where you go to a desk in a prop firm, tons of them in Chicago here. There's not one in the world that would hire you if you had a $2,000 drawdown at any point, live or end of day in an account. So those are inconvenient, those are annoying, I get it. But if you're consistently hitting trailing drawdowns, A, your strategies suck, and B, your position sizing sucks. And I'm sorry if that's offending anybody, but that's it. I for everybody who complains about a trailing drawdown, I always want to say, okay, go past 5 evals without one and then get back to me. If that's the one thing holding you back, then go prove it. Right? And maybe there's somebody out there that's, listen, there's exceptions to almost every rule in trade. But the next time you go and complain about that, just seriously, just take a step back and take a breath, right? Okay, what do we got here? Tilt, anger, impulsive trading. Yeah. Okay. I voted greed, by the way. But yeah, tilt, anger, impulsive trading, that tells me that backs up what I asked earlier. It's a lot of newer traders here within their first 2 or 3 years trading, because those are the issues. Everybody has those. Not as many people, there's some people it doesn't affect, but everybody has those issues. Okay. All right. So risk management skills. So again, having an overall methodology. Guys, you have to keep a trading journal. That's not optional. Okay, and that will help you reduce your trading if you're over trading. Because if you make 50 trades a day, boy, that's a pain in the ass to journal. But with Blue Sky, guys, you get it 50% off TradingView or something like that. I use TraderSync, but it doesn't matter. Use a journal. Don't use an Excel sheet. Don't use something that's built into your platform unless it lets you do the things that these companies do. Okay, I will tell you this. There's almost not a trader in the world who is legit, who makes real money in their own, it doesn't matter, funded account, brokerage account, whatever, that I can look in the eyes, hey, what's your winning percentage this year? They'll fire it right back at me. Okay, I just told you, overall, I'm coming in, I think, about 58 on the year, but it was 56 as of August 15th when I switched over my journal. Okay, with options, I ran high 60s over the years. Okay. Now, some of those, to be fair, in options, sometimes it's a $20 profit versus, several hundred per contract. But successful traders always know those stats. And I should be able to, if I talk to you later tonight, okay, let's say you bought a coaching session from me, and I say, I'm going to ask you that. If you don't know, I'm not going to chew you out, but I'm going to tell you that's something you need to do, right? Because let's say you're trading 3 strategies. Okay, it doesn't matter what they're named, A, B, and C, and you're consistently losing money. Do they all suck, or just one of them? If you're not keeping track, you don't know. Okay, there's times, guys, where if you're trading a couple different strategies in the same account and you're keeping a journal, you're like, boy, strategy A is killing it. Boy, strategy B just sucks, though. That's dragging me completely down. Okay, your 5 biggest losers, were they strategy A or strategy B? Your 5 biggest winners. You have no way to self-diagnose and correct any issues you're having in your trading if you don't have a trading methodology, you don't keep a journal, and you're not cognizant of your risk management skills. And guys, there's nothing else I could say to that. If that didn't get through to you, nothing else I say is going to. This is one not many people think of, time management skills. Okay. When I work with newer traders, one of the first things I'm going to talk about is how do you integrate trading into your day-to-day life, okay? Because I talk to a lot. Now, for somebody who was, again, when I was at TradeStation, I was their options coach, and I traded options, and I worked with a lot of people on options. Great primer to get ready for futures, by the way. The slower movement of stocks, but the high leverage of futures. Whew, loved it. Anyway, guys, 10-minute warning on signing up for the giveaway. The giveaway link is posted. It's pinned at the very top of the channel, so make sure, or the chat box. So go sign up. You can only enter once. If we found out you entered more than once, you will be we'll take away your win for this, and we will make you ineligible for all future giveaways. So we do check that. So it's fairly easy for somebody to integrate swing trading that takes maybe an hour a day, like you're managing your IRA or you're just trying to come up with a little extra income on the side. That's not that difficult to integrate day to day, although the learning process at the beginning can take some time. But guys, futures, okay, thanks, Josh. Just saw your message. I will announce that momentarily. Okay. Boy, guys, you guys showed up today. I got some things to drop on you here in about 10 minutes. Stick around. Anyway, but to trade futures, I know there's people that only trade maybe an hour or 2 a day, but and if that's all you can do right now, that's okay. But really, to be in tune with the markets, you need to be around and watching at least 3 to 4 hours a day. And that doesn't even go into the extra time that you spend learning. I'm preaching to the choir a little bit here, guys. You're here. I know futures basically trade 24 hours a day, but the major movement of the markets is closed. It's a Thursday. People are starting to wind down from the week, and you're taking the time out to be here. That's good. Pat yourself on the back for that. I'm serious. That is for as much as it sounds like I'm being a little aggressive in getting on you in this particular talk, which everybody needs from time to time, even me. You're here, and so you're the type. There is somebody. I say this almost every week. there is somebody who had a horrible day today. They're mad, they're pissed, they're frustrated. They needed to hear this talk, or they needed to hear a talk from somebody else, and they're so mad they're not even engaging, right? And they're missing out, right? So you're here, that's great. But guys, having the ability to spend, I think as a newer futures trader, I think you got to have 4 to 5 hours a day during the week to spend, and a couple hours on the weekends. Okay, because first of all, you got to trade. You got to be present for your trading. You got to pay attention. You got to be in tune with the markets. You have to do the work of trading, which means journaling your trades. It means attending webinars like this. For one of you, somebody out there, this is your first webinar of this situation. For some of you, you've probably sat through hundreds of hours of these. Most of you are probably in between. Okay. Read a trading book, The Disciplined Trader by Mark Douglas, Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, Market Wizards, whatever the case may be. Taking the time to spend learning your trading and analyzing your journal, guys, clicking through and seeing, is there an edge? Boy, if I didn't trade if I didn't trade strategy A from 9:30 to 10:30, because that's where most of my losses are, what would my account look like? Right, doing the work. There are no exceptions, none. You have to do the work in this business. Now, some people it doesn't take as long. Some people it takes a long time. I worked with a woman once. One of the first places I ever did education, a company that's long since gone. And this woman was a swing trader, stock swing trader. She had been trading for 5 years and was not profitable. But she also didn't risk that much in a trade. So she had a $60,000 account, and after 5 years, she's only down $7,000. I mean, that's a decent sized drawdown, but over 5 years. Now I cut off contact with her because I went to another company and I had an exclusivity agreement. But that, I told her, I said, you're gonna get it, right? Maybe it takes another 7, but that level of dedication and stubbornness is just bravo. I love to see that. So if you're frustrated, guys, just stick with it. Take some time on the sim if you need it. Okay, but time management and integrating trading. Trading is not a hobby. Trading is not something you just do. Okay, trading is a career. It really, truly is. And I always I have a trading as a business course, guys, and I talk about the difference between a job and a career. A lot of us have jobs, right? It's just something we do. A career is something we are engaged with. It's a calling. Okay. Listen, trading on some days, like prior to noon today and the last couple of days, sometimes it ain't the most exciting thing in the world, guys, right? It's not always fun. We're not here to be entertained. We're here to work, and we're here to make money. That's what we're here to do. Okay? And I can tell you the learning never stops. I'm 10 years into this. In fact, just 2 days ago, I sat through a 90-minute webinar. I didn't get much out of it, but that's the risk you take. Sometimes you sit through some things. Like there's somebody who, I hope this presentation that I do is helping as many of you as possible. Some people, maybe you don't get anything out of it. That's okay. Okay? But the being able to add, again, if you're going to become a successful day trader, okay, on Sunday you're not a day trader, on Monday you start your career. You just basically added at least 25 hours a week to your schedule. At least. Probably needs to be more. Okay, and especially if you got a family, especially if you've got another job and or career to put it together, boy, that's challenging. And so it can be tough. Be patient with yourself and be patient with your trading. Okay, and guys, the last one here, you're going to be like, well, Matt, of course, this should have been number 1, right? Strategies with an edge. Okay, but I can tell you this. I can tell you this definitively. If you don't have the other 4 of these things, number 5 doesn't matter. It really doesn't. They have done studies on studies on studies. Okay, guys, giving brand new traders strategies that are time tested, that work with exact entry and exit rules, and newer traders don't make money with them. Okay, because they don't have their control over the emotions. Sometimes they don't have the proper capital. They don't have the risk management skills, and they don't have the time management skills. Okay, definitely learn strategies. Definitely test out some strategies. Try out some strategies. I've got one I'm going to talk about here in just a second. Okay, but you have to work on all these other things first. Okay, all right, guys, I am giving you right now a 2-minute warning. Get into the giveaway and sign up, and in 2 minutes we're going to lock that out, and we're going to go through the giveaways here, and then I'm going to take some questions, okay? Before I do that, guys, 2 weeks ago, I told you about another, I've been putting together these micro courses, right? Short courses that address a very specific topic and are, most importantly, extremely low cost, right? I'm sure you can go find a great $1,000 course out there. I sat through a presentation the other day where at the end they pitched a $6,000 indicator. Now, for all I know, it's worth every penny, okay? If somebody charges $10,000 for something and it makes you $20,000 a month, it's worth it, right? But I also think some of the prices people charge for things in this business are obscene, right? And this is a very valid criticism. Okay, I dismissed this the first time I heard it, and then I started getting much better at my trading and make a lot of money with my trading. Where somebody says, hey, if this person really makes millions, why do you need $5,000 of my money for something? Now, don't get me wrong, for things like mentorship programs where somebody's spending a bunch of hours with you one-on-one or in small groups, yeah, high prices are going to go on those because it takes a lot of time, right? I did that flash sale for $100 on coaching sessions last week. I normally charge $300 an hour, and again, that sounds like a lot, but I believe I can help you fix at least one mistake that'll save you $300 the next day or the next week or whatever. Okay, I know my worth in that department, but it is a valid criticism in this business where somebody says, if you're really making all this money, why can't you, and nothing's free, and that's okay. But guys, this is the system that I've been putting together over the past year. A lot of you have heard me talk about it, okay? And a lot of you have heard me, if you're in my Discord, okay, you've seen this as well. I'm going to put the link for this in the chat, and then afterwards I'm going to put it in the my Discord and the Blue Sky Discord as well. Let me go ahead and get the link. It's about a 50-minute video, guys, that goes through one of my favorite strategies. Where? Oh, hold on here. Copy. And paste. Okay, did that post there, Raj? Because I'm getting a red thing on it. Okay, I'm also going to put it in the Blue Sky Discord, guys. Put it in the futures chat. So guys, if you look right here, this is the futures chat channel. Click on this, it's right there. And it's a one-time 49. It's not a subscription. It's 49 bucks, guys. That's it. And honestly, I believe this will help you make, even if you're trading just a couple of micros, I think this will help you make that. You're going to get the video. You're also going to get, guys, a $200 course bundled in with it. My Trading is a Business course. If you never put together a business plan for your trading or a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, this is something we all go through in business school. For those of you that have been through that, your trading is your business. Again, it's not a hobby. It's not just something you do, okay? This is a career, and so this will help you do that. So again, it's 49 bucks. I really hope you take the plunge. If you have any questions, reach out to me via Discord, and that is what we got there. So let me just get rid of this really quickly. Let me pull up the wheel o' names, and let's get given away. And I'm going to give away one of these courses right now, guys. So we are now officially closed on our signups. So let me go. Oh, one other thing, guys. As soon as we do these giveaways, I am giving you another code for 50% off a Blue Sky eval. Josh just messaged me. We did this last week. There are only 50 uses of this. Okay? So I'm going to give you that code in about 3 minutes here. First of all, I got to get the names for this thing. Okay, let's do the YouTube usernames. Okay, so if you win, guys, if you win from Blue Sky, first 2 spins are going to be for Blue Sky. They will contact you. If you win my course, I will contact you. You get an email from me, okay? So, my friends, so the first 2 spins are for $25,000 eval accounts. 1 month subscription to an eval account. Doesn't cover resets, anything like that. But hey, if you get an eval today, guys, either for free or 50% discount, grab my course, trade it, and I think you can get there. No guarantees. I'm not going to sit here and use ridiculous, colorful language, right? I hate people that do that. But I think it can get you there. So here is the first spin. Who is getting the first of 2 free $25,000 giveaways? B-Day. Okay. So congratulations to B-Day. Who is getting the second $25,000 eval account? Steve, MTV. You are a winner. I want to hear from somebody in the coming weeks or months that they took one of these and turned it into a brokerage account, too. I'd love that. That would make me excited as hell. And now, for a free RTT trend class, guys. This comes from me. I will reach out to you via email. Khalid with a 1. Let me write that down. Congratulations, Ka1 Lid. And that is it, guys. Okay, so again, one more quick plug for this course, guys. $49. It's going to teach you a strategy that I use every day. That's all there is to say. Guys, I never paid attention in sales classes or anything like that. I don't sit here and do a whole spiel. So I hope that's something that entices you. Again, I'll put it back in the chat. It's also in my Discord. And it's in the Blue Sky Discord as well. All right, guys, I will take a couple of questions, and then we're going to wrap things up. Missed by one name 2 weeks in a row. Jenny, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you there. So at the very top, guys, is pinned the offer for the course. All right, guys, one last piece of business. The code for 50% off is FlashFed. So 50 uses of that. So go grab that. Go grab that course. And hopefully, that's all you need. In truth, one strategy is all you need to start with. You should always build out more strategies. You should always do what you need to do and add and subtract things, guys. But FlashFed. Joseph, I think, and that's a good point, yeah, because I don't want anyone buying this course that can't use it. You need to have like TradingView, NinjaTrader, Thinkorswim. Those are the 3 I know work with this particular Renko, but it shows you how to set that up in there. If you get in and you take the course and you just absolutely cannot figure out how to do it, I can talk with you. We can see. Again, in my Discord server, other people have put in what they've seen as well. It's a traditional box size. In the NQ I use 1, which is very short term. I use the traditional as opposed to the ATR version in TradingView. But if you have NinjaTrader or TradingView, you should be good to go. All right, so 50 left. FlashFed. And guys, I will likely be doing reduced coaching sessions next week as well. Because I'll be done with almost all of them at this time next week. So I have to limit those guys. So I normally charge $297 for a coaching session. I did them for $97 last week, and I only put it 5, and they sold in like 2.5 minutes. So be ready for that next week. And I've done 3 of them, and they've been 3 amazing conversations. So I love doing those. Those are always a bunch of fun. Give me 5 evals and I'll pass them on the stream. Well, I love the confidence. Honest to God, part of me wants to see that. But, if you're that good, just go do it. Honestly, so it's interesting. Let me just say, because I'll stick around for just a couple minutes. I've learned something in this business, guys. The loudest names in this business are often not the most profitable. I'll just say that. Okay, I've been at some of these events with people you see on CNBC or Fox Business literally every day. Okay, I've talked to a lot of people that have a lot of different knowledge in this business. And listen, I'm not saying this person or that person is, but I mean, it's public knowledge. Jim Cramer's fund has underperformed the S&P almost every single year, right? Like that's public. That's not a. I'm not saying he's good or bad or anything like that. I can tell you, I don't watch him. I can sit here and push my own buttons and make noise. If you want the template for the indicator, it's covered in the course. So again, guys, here's the course. Go get yourself this course. Go get yourself a 50% off at Blue Sky. And I want to hear in a year from now when you're buying your new whatever car it is or buying your house, hey, or paying off your house or paying off your car, be like, Matt, I got one of those 50% off giveaways at Blue Sky on that event. I got your RTT trend course, and that was it. That combined with a couple of things I already knew, and I was golden. No guarantees in this business, guys. I'd be terrible if I tried to tell you that there's any kind of guarantees. But I try to make the risk as minimal as possible, right? All right, my friends. What's the best way to get in touch with me? I'm Trader Matt in Discord. So you can feel free to. I don't unsolicitedly, like Josh says and Mike says and Raj. I don't, unless you're a current client of mine, I don't message you unsolicited. But if you message me, I will respond. Sometimes, if you do it in the evening, give me some time, right? But I answer everything within 24 hours. But that's the fastest way because I do check that a couple times during the evening. So I'm Trader Matt in the Blue Sky Discord and in my Discord as well. So I hope that answers your question. All right. And guys, everybody's welcome in my Discord. It's not like I use it more as like bulletin board rather than like, you should be in here in the Blue Sky Discord during the day, and then check mine in the evenings for events and sales and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to start doing some more stuff over there as well, especially in the evenings. I'm going to look at, but if you get any courses from me, I make sure you're in there because like I post, there's like 7 or 8 example charts in this course, but I also post some whenever I see one that I think has educational value. I have a channel for that as well. Yeah, guys, we don't, none of the administrators for Blue Sky, myself, we don't message you unsolicited. Okay, so just, if somebody reaches out to you claiming to be Josh or Mike or me or block them and let us know. Most of you do that, which is great. Helps keep the Discord clean. So, but yeah. And I never, unless you specifically ask me, like you message me and ask me, I never attempt to sell you anything over a direct message on Discord. None of us do. So. All right, so to the person who won my course, I will be in touch. You will get an email from me in the next 12 hours or so. Probably do it later tonight, or maybe first thing in the morning, depends on if I have to go anywhere tonight. But yeah, congratulations on that. And guys, 50% off. So basically, for less than the cost of a normal Blue Sky account, you can get a Blue Sky account and you can get this course. Invest in yourself, guys. But yeah, Blue Sky's the company you want to be with. Obviously, I'm on their channel, but they pay me for my time. They don't pay me to say that. So, but you got a great group here: Josh, Mike, Raj, the rest of the team. Fantastic traders, fantastic guys. You found the right spot. Just be patient with yourself in this journey. Okay, guys? So, again, make sure you're here next Thursday. I haven't decided on a topic yet, but when I do, that's when I'm going to do all my Black Friday stuff, and they do some as well. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you. Again, another big shout out to Raj on the controls tonight. A shout out to Josh for giving us this wonderful little sale. And I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. Go grab your 50% off eval. Go grab this course. Watch it tonight and trade this tomorrow, guys. Okay? Paper trade it for a few days first. Not even an eval account. Paper. Any strategy you learn, paper trade. Okay, I'm going to shut up or I'm going to stay here talking for another hour. And I can do that. Just ask my girlfriend. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your night. I'll see you in the Discord tomorrow. Good night, guys.